Yo guys, it's me back with another video. Today we are taking a look at the best Vandal skins in the game. For those of you who are new to my channel, I make tier lists using math. I'll leave a link to the first video I made that explains the math in detail in the description. Anyway, I have divided my judging criteria into 4 features: cost, the sound, the VFX and the appearance. My lists take cost into account, so the list tries to give you the best skin with the best value for the cost being provided. I have updated my judging priorities now. I prefer cost only over the sound this time. VFX and appearance are more important to me now than the cost of the gun. Again, if you don't understand these numbers, you can check out my first video in the description. I made a software that does the math. This time I've made it such that you can directly read the details from a notepad file. So you do not have to input the list every time like the last 2 softwares that I had made. Link as well in the description in case you're interested. Starting off with number 10 is the Ego collection. One of the most good looking collections, but least worth collections in my opinion. I really like the default Ego Vandal color, which is the white color, but the collection itself has no VFX and SFX. And it's quite bland for a very high cost of 1775. Number 9, we got the Wonderland collection. Even though it doesn't look as good as the other skins, it at least has the VFX touch to it, where the skin changes from day color to night color when moving into a shadow, and it provides a better value than Ego in that situation. If you value looks more than the VFX of Winter Wonderland, maybe you might like the Ego Vandal a bit better. Also, Ego has variants while this Winter Wonderland does not. Number 8, we got the Luxe collection. Some might argue that Luxe doesn't look that good. Well, it's also quite cheap compared to the other skins, and the red variant of Luxe used to look pretty sick, even the white variant. I still like the Luxe collection though, and it feels nice, it looks good. If you play with it in game, you're going to really understand what I mean. And I gave it a good appearance rating. The cost factor brought it to a higher place as well because it's very cheap. And imagine if they bring back the other Luxe variants though. That would be quite sick. The red one, the white one and the camo, I'm not sure what it's called, but that used to look very nice. I hope they bring it back. Don't know why they removed it. Number 7, we got the Sakura Vandal. A very cheap Vandal with a very beautiful look in high graphics at least. It doesn't look that good in low graphics to be honest. No VFX or SFX, there is not much special stuff about this gun, but it does look very nice and it feels quite calming for some reason. Probably because of the flowers and the white background. Is it better than Ego? Maybe, since it's cheaper, but this gun does not have variants. I still didn't take variants into account as a factor. I still feel like Sakura does a better job in satisfying with the cost provided compared to Ego though, since Ego has a very high cost and it has nothing much other than the special looks. Number 6, we got the Wasteland collection. And damn, this is definitely one of the best looking guns in the game, hands down. I really wish it had some VFX or SFX though, that if it had them, then it would really impress a lot many people. It is still a very nice looking weapon though for a quite cheap cost, and maybe the program was right regarding its place, which is 6th. Number 5, we got the recently released Silvanus collection. Arguably the most debated collections. I'm yet to see one in game. Yes, it's been more than a week since this collection was released and I have yet to see anybody, teammate or enemy, using this gun. I have not seen this gun in game, in ground. I have never seen it. I guess people just aren't impressed with this collection. It is still a pretty good looking collection though. In my opinion, the darker borders of the collection itself could have used a bit more work. Maybe it should have been less darker, or the darker portion should have been more thin. It is still a very good looking collection though in my opinion. The animation on the gun and the fact that it glows in darker environment. Yes, this gun glows in darker environment. Many people don't know this. It gives a better worth for the cost being provided. The cost is there. The cost is quite cheap and it gives a nice VFX as well as a good glowing touch to it. So it kind of justifies the value if you take the cost into account. I also like the darker look for some reason. I don't know why. The skin just feels satisfying. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's something to do. But it's definitely worth more than Ego though. Because it's quite cheaper and has good VFX as well as the glowing touch. So it's probably worth more than Ego and probably more worth than the other skins in the list, because it has at least something to justify it as a skin collection. Number 4, we got the Elder Flame collection. Yes, it's number 4. Elder Flame is a very expensive collection, a very expensive collection, although it does give a very good VFX, SFX and appearance score. It's probably in 4th place because of its cost. There is nothing much to say really, it's a dragon skin and who doesn't like a dragon? Number 3 we got the Glitch Pop collection. This was a coming. Glitch Pop 2.0 really blew many people's expectations. It was also the only collection we got with both a Vandal and a Phantom, and that really justified the cost of the bundle itself. Besides the Avalanche, of course, Avalanche collection was really trash, to be honest. Glitch Pop 2.0 is quite expensive though compared to the top two, but the Glitch Pop's Vandal's worth is probably justified if you pay the cost that it's asking. Number 2 we got the Prime Collection. Just kidding. Many of you know already, Prime Collection is the best collection in the game, and even the program and the math agrees. Prime Collection takes the number 1 spot. In number 2 we got the Reaver Collection. Arguably the most heated debate between the Vandal skins would be between Prime Vandal and the Reaver Vandal. Well, I own both of these Vandals, and I've got to say, I'm very satisfied with using any of these two skins any day. The Reaver collection has a really nice looking VFX and a pretty decent SFX with a cost of just 1775 AP. Which, for those of you who don't know, is the same cost of Ego, so you can see how big of a difference there is. The finisher is as well very nice, and the gun really shines and sounds good. However, even this collection couldn't beat the best collection in game, the Prime collection. The Prime Vandal is widely purchased, widely sought out and widely used gun in game. It sounds very satisfying. It feels so good, looks pretty nice as well. And it has a nice custom reload animation with a satisfying kill feed sound. The Reaver collection feels harder and more punchier, while the Prime feels softer, and the feeling difference is quite high if you use both the Prime and the Reaver, and Prime probably feels more nice, although some people might say otherwise. As you can see here, I gave a higher SFX score to Prime and higher VFX score to Reaver, since Reaver has that sandy looking liquid effect that pops up every time you bring the gun, every time you fire it, or every time you reload it, so that it has really nice VFX. But the priority here, as you can see, gives SFX 2 times more importance than VFX. So the sound for me is 2 times more important than how the gun looks. And no wonder Prime came up on top. What do you guys think of this list? Do you agree or disagree? Would you like Reaver at the top or second? The program calculates the list based on the data given, and the list feels quite satisfying in that specific regard. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and do not forget to subscribe if you're new. See you later.